everybody, and welcome to the MoneyMan, Moneyboy show. I've got Oliver Keohane. I'm in Johannesburg. Man, I hate this city. Nothing against Joe Burgers. 33 degrees. The team with me have got allergies. Their eyes are watering shut. I mean, God, it's a different world down here. So blessed in Cape Town. So I'm, missing Cape Town big time. Let's get into it. Leicester v Bournemouth. A couple of interesting stats. Leicester have not beat Bournemouth since 2014.
Yeah,
it's 8 years. So there's history, as you say, on their side. Leicester had an impressive away win last week, or was it a home win? Well, they had an impressive win.
No,
anyway.
it was actually away. Yeah, 4-1.
Yeah.
Anyone expected that, but
no.
Nevertheless.
Yeah. What you call on this game, Leicester Bournemouth?
Leicester Bournemouth. I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw. I'm not actually taking too much from Leicester's performance last week. They've been terrible the whole year, and like you said, if you're gonna look at recent history, which we did which I did for the Arsenal game, they haven't got a win there. It doesn't mean they can't get a point, but I think a 1-1 call is a fairly safe call to make for this.
Is it at Bournemouth?
Yeah. They're playing away.
Leicester's got a terrible away record, but when you dig a little deeper into it, they've played Brighton, Tottenham, Arsenal, and Chelsea. So they lost all those games. But when we see how well Brighton's doing, it's hardly they've had 4 tough away games. I like the 2-2 draw in this match. I think that there'll be plenty of goals, and I think they'll share the points. Chelsea Wolves.
Yeah, Chelsea pulled it back. They were 1-0 down last week. I called a 2-1 win, and I'm happy that they came back and made good on that. I mean, still early days with Graham Potter. I think we'll definitely see a lot of not necessarily up and down, but variance from Chelsea in the coming weeks. But I think they got enough to get a home win against the Wolves side that really haven't been great. I mean, we both called it spot on. For West Ham being the bet of the week last week. I think we got
that bet of the week and exact score, hey, both of us.
Yeah, so I think you your $3,000 got turned into nearly 6 from that. My more conservative 500 nearly into 1,000. So I mean, Wolves have done nothing to warrant any result like a draw or a win from so far this season. So I've gone 2-0 to Chelsea.
Yeah, I've gone 3-0 to Chelsea, and I think that with Graham Potter now getting an extra week, that time's crucial to him, spending with the team, starting to permeate his philosophy and his DNA into that team. So I think we'll start to see improvement. And Wolves are on the wrong side of form right now. So I like Chelsea to win 3-0. Man City versus Southampton. Not much to say there. I think that Haaland. You can't use enough superlatives to describe that player. Another 2 goals in the Champions League, a hat-trick last week.
That's just so easy here. You look at how he scores, and it's just. But you got to ask, would any other player be there in those positions, able to so easily knock it in? It's.
His finishing is superb. It's not as if he's got an open net. I mean, his finishing is. The best in the Premier League right now. I could probably see him scoring another hat trick there. You wouldn't get great odds on it, but I see it. I see that they're still a little bit leaky at the back, so I'm going for 4-1 Man City win.
Yeah, look, I mean they've got two of their wing backs out, two of their fullbacks out, but I just think they pump Southampton too much with attack to ever be in a position to concede. So I've gone 4-0 Southampton. Either way.
Okay. You've gone 4-0 Southampton. That's
4-0 Man City.
Okay. Brentford away to Newcastle.
Look, Newcastle impressive last week against Fulham. I think I called a draw. What was you said a 2-1 Newcastle win. So you backed Newcastle there. 4-1 was the final result. They really came out guns blazing, and I think this weekend more of the same from Newcastle. I'm gonna back them to win 2-1 against Brentford.
Yeah, I've got I like the way Newcastle is shaping up. It certainly could be challenging for a European place. this year, and I think that they'll continue their form and turn over Brentford 3-1.
Okay.
The next game's a bit tighter to call. They're certainly in the betting. I think they're about 2.56, 2.6 each for the win. And Brighton versus Tottenham. And I think there's some value in Tottenham here. Eh? I still think there's going to be a bit of a regression from Brighton. I think that they've done well to maintain the shape and the philosophies that Potter installed in that team. But I see Tottenham getting a 2-1 away win here, and I like the bet at 2.6.
I was also looking at that bet. I think, it makes sense that the odds are stacked the way they are because Brighton's done nothing yet to, warrant their odds dropping. But at some stage, their form has to dip in Potter's absence, and Tottenham have looked a good side under Conte, nothing overly impressive, but, constant sort of contenders. And I also like them to go there and get a 2-1 win. So I'll definitely be looking at that bet as well.
Okay. Yeah, good for you, man. Palace versus Leeds. I think Palace has had a difficult schedule to start the season, and Leeds have certainly punched above their weight. And I think I picked Leeds to win last week. They didn't. They drew. But I like Palace to start, because they haven't played bad football. I like them to win this game 2-1 against Leeds.
I've gone for a 1-1 draw. Like Palace, they've really got that potential to kind of like drop points. As much as they've got the potential to kind of cause an upset and beat a side, I feel like this could be the kind of game where they end up getting into a bit of a scrap, and it's just, we know Leeds concede, but we know that they can score. And I see a 1-1 in this game.
Yeah, okay. West Ham versus Fulham, London derby.
I mean, again, I think that the odds on West Ham are pretty good. Let me just check here, but you're 175 on West Ham at home to beat Fulham.
On WSB, it's 1.8.
1.8. So, I think.
Yeah, it's one of the bets I like is West Ham to continue and start to show some form. I like West Ham to win 2-1. I know I interrupted you, but Mitrovic will probably score the goal for Fulham, but I like West Ham to come away and win that derby.
Yeah, I've got West Ham down here 2-1 for the exact same reasoning. Mitrovic will score, but West Ham will win. And that's definitely going to be a bet that I'm going to be taking as well.
Yeah, me too. That is my bet of the week. Again, West Ham to upset to continue their winning ways for 1,000 rand. Nice. Arsenal, the next game, pick of the week for sure. Arsenal seem to pass every test. They won impressively last week against Tottenham. And it seems that they have to prove their credentials every week. And I guess when you're playing a team like Liverpool that's won the league and then finished second, won the Champions League, it's
Liverpool at the moment, I think, just relieved to get a win over Rangers, early in the week. But
it could have been 10-0 over Rangers, though, to be fair, because if it wasn't for that goalie and net for Rangers, it would have been he was a man of the match and they still lost 2-0. Could have been easily double digits. I mean, the guy was Superman. I'm divided on this. I just think that I still buy into the Liverpool brand more than the Arsenal brand, but I'm picking a draw. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. I think there'll be goals. Liverpool concede. And I think Liverpool score first in this game, but Arsenal rescue a point, 2-2.
I've got 2-2 written down here as well. I think we're going to win a lot this weekend. I think you also look at the history of, Liverpool definitely struggling this year, the most they've struggled in a while. But if you look at the recent Arsenal-Liverpool games, doesn't matter how well Arsenal plays, Liverpool come away with a win. Arsenal are very good this year, and Liverpool haven't been great. So I don't know if that's so much going to be the case, especially away. But I don't think that Arsenal come away with 3 points.
If Arsenal win this game, are they then legitimate contenders for the title? Would you say, or is it too early?
We're a quarter of the way. We're in game week 10 now. 9 games having been played. That week that we missed, but we're about a quarter of the way through. Yeah, look, so much can still happen, but you can't deny that they're the top. They're one of top two top sides at the moment. They're top of the table. They're not as emphatic as City are week in, week out, but their results themselves. I suppose one just feels is like, if you look at Arsenal's recent histories, do they have the longevity this season to take it all the way to the end and not sort of bottle, as you start seeing more parity towards the end of the season? Because you do, it's like Liverpool should still come good to an extent where they're pushing on that top 6, top 4. Tottenham will be up there in the contending. Chelsea's always there. So it's, do they have that longevity? But they do seriously deserve, I think, more respect than they're given at the moment.
Yeah, but I think Liverpool have lost too many points to be considered a serious title contender.
No,
I
not a
think
title.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, their champion, their Premier League title ambitions are done. The only team that really can challenge at this stage are an Arsenal. Unless a Liverpool go on a 10 to 12 game unbeaten winning streak, not an unbeaten streak, a winning streak. It's going to take a team 10 games to 10 wins to get back into this race.
Turn things around,
yeah, and I don't see Man City losing a game all season. I think they will have I think they're going to set a record for points in the Premier League. Holland is not going to the World Cup, so unless he gets injured in a skateboarding accident or something ridiculous, he's going to be fit and ready for the second half of the season. And this is a unique situation the Premier League and all football finds itself in, having a mid-year break for a World Cup to accommodate. It's a ridiculous World Cup, to be honest with you, in terms of Qatar. We all know why it's in Qatar. And for those that don't, money. So I've gone 2-2. You've gone 2-2.
Yeah.
Everton, Man United.
I think that the odds on United to get a win here are really good. They're priced at 2.0 to beat Everton away. I mean, I don't think Everton have been particularly impressive, and I think that United's drubbing at the hands of Man City, I think more a case of Man City just being this unstoppable beast, United just sort of faltering at the Etihad, than United actually being, a 6-goal conceding team. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I think we saw the worst of United and sort of like the best of City in those first 75 minutes before Pep then pulled De Bruyne, Grealish, Haaland, and you saw immediately how United pulled that back to get 2 more goals.
Well, you look at how well Grealish is now fitting in.
I honestly,
and they didn't panic last year when he wasn't living up to expectations. So you got to hand it to Pep and the management over there in terms of starting to get the best out of him. And you have a player like Haaland, he's going to make everybody around you better,
Yeah.
So it's an interesting. I've got it down as a 1-1 draw for Everton, Man United.
I've got United win 2-1.
Okay. Huh. And Nottingham versus Aston Villa. I mean, I think this is a game that Stevie G needs to win.
Yeah. Just for Stevie G, I'm going to say 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, they've spent a lot of money last year. They've been an ambitious club. Nottingham have brought in 21 players, and they're seeing the results of bringing 21 players in.
Yeah.
They got hammered last week by Leicester. And I see Villa winning this game 2-1. I see Stevie G getting the pressure taken off him, and Nottingham starting to realize that life in the Premier League is not all sunshine and roses, and you just can't buy success. When you bring 21 or 22 players into a team, it's all about the chemistry, it's all about the chemistry. And you when you bring that many players in, and they won the Premier League, they qualified last year well. So, they basically told all the people that got them there, they just weren't good enough. And have replaced them. And
which is crazy.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing because I can tell you now, when they go down next year, all those 21 players won't be staying. You'll have to start with another new team.
It's similar to what you said about Frank Lampard doing very well when he couldn't sign guys with his academy guys, and then as soon as he had a budget, sort of just brushing them to the side. Let's hope it doesn't come back to bite them.
Yeah, I don't see things gelling for Nottingham. It's certainly not in the first half of the season. but I see Aston Villa getting the result here. My pick of the week has got to be West Ham. What are the odds on Newcastle to beat Brentford?
Also good odds. You got 1.80. So that was my other. So those are the two outright bets that I'm going to be taking are West Ham straight to win at home and Newcastle straight to win at home.
Yeah.
I've got a little multi going here too.
Yeah, what's that?
Right, let me quickly. So I've got Newcastle to win at home at 1.80, Chelsea to beat Wolves at 1.39, West Ham to beat Fulham 1.75, and then United to win away 2.0. So I've put down 100 Rand to return 897. Gives you odds of 897. Yeah. We'll see.
I'm going to do a pick 4. I'm going to do a pick 4. Can you work out these odds for me on whatever betting platform you're using?
I've got putting that up here.
Okay. Give me Aston Villa to beat Nottingham.
Okay.
West Ham to beat, what's that? What are those odds?
That's 2.20 already on Villa to beat Nottingham.
Okay. West Ham to beat Fulham.
West Ham to beat Fulham. Okay, we're sitting on 3.85.
Palace to beat Leeds.
Palace to beat Leeds. Sitting on 7.89.
Newcastle to beat Brentford.
Yep.
And Chelsea to beat Wolves.
Okay, we've got 19.74. So
19.74. So I'm going to put 1,000 down on that.
I'm going to put 100 down on that.
Yeah, that'll return that'll return 19,000. Eh?
This could be a great Monday.
Well, let's hope so. But can you put that up for me so people can see?
Sure thing.
On this, we'll get the editorial team put that up on the screen, and that's my multi pick, and my pick of the weeks are Newcastle and West Ham to Newcastle beat Brentford, West Ham to beat Fulham. Awesome. Now I've got to rush because I got load shedding starting here in Joburg any moment, and always a pleasure to speak to you, Ollie.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time.
And I'm heading out of here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. I'll be back in Cape Town around 6.
Amazing.
In the afternoon, 6 in the evening. Okay, bye.
Safe travels. Cheers, Kev.
Thanks, bud. Cheers.